Good Sunday morning, everybody. 2021. Woohoo! Yay! Yay, yay, yay. All right. Thank you for joining. For the new people, this is not a tarot card pull. This is simply something, a way, a time for us to touch in with spirit to see what she or he may want to say to us. And as I pull these cards, they may say something different to you than they are to me. Go with what you guys feel, what your own interpretation is of these. So it's 2021. Wow, wow, wow. What a long, long road. I was listening to the Shaman Caves podcast YouTube channel that they have, Sandra Ingerman and Renee Baribeau. And they were talking about releasing things and going from the past, present, and the future, and what we need to learn from that. And one of the things that struck me was when she was doing this ceremony was being gentle with yourself, not beating yourself up. If you did something, if you said something that was offensive to Mother Earth, to another person, to yourself, just be gentle with you and let it go. And she was also saying that, when you set your intention, it has to be with love. So true. So with love, setting your intention, and one of the big things was loving yourself. And as I look back on 2020 with all the crap that we've been dealing with, and I say that in the most positive way, but we can't carry that forward, that negativity forward. We have to let it go. So let's just, I shuffled these, let's just pull. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and we have the Serpent. This is a card of rebirth. This is a card of Mother Earth. This is a card of passions, of forbidden fruit, whatever that means. Whatever forbidden means. I don't know. That's one of those words I think should just kind of go away. If it's done in love, it should be good. If it's done in anger or hate, then maybe that's the forbidden stuff. This is the Brady Tarot. And we get growth. So interesting. And growth from here, we have wings right up here. It looks like this is a cicada. And this, if it's the cicada, it takes they hibernate for years until they come out. So this is our time to come out from the dirt, from our sleep, and be reborn into our wings and fly, and know that it's only a brief time. Well, it's not, we don't have a long time to fly before we go back down into a suspension again. And maybe that's the physical death where we're waiting to be reborn or something. But either way, both of these cards are indicating that we are at a time where we're going to shed our old skin and come out with something new. This is my enchanted map oracle deck. And it says moonlight. And so often we see things. That's a little owl up there. This fairy, this six-winged, kind of humanish person, she's got an hourglass here, an owl up here, and she's looking down. It's time for us to be in this moonlight, to lift our heads up and acknowledge that we do have guides, we do have vision beyond what our eyes are seeing on this planet. It's more of a psychic thing, getting in touch with our intuitive selves. And I really sense a strong pull towards honing our psychic abilities. Each one of us has an ability, and whether we choose to acknowledge it or not, or say, I don't have the time, there's all sorts of excuses. Gently let those go. Just don't be cussing at yourself. Oh, I should have more time to do this, blah, 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 blah. Just let it go and accept and bring forward the growth. Shed your old skin gently. Sometimes you need to get into water to do that. All right, so what I'm going to do now, that was just kind of an overall thing for us. What I want to do now is I'm going to pull the 4 directions. And in those 4 directions, I'm going to be pulling three cards. Ooh, let me go really long. But I won't yak too much on each card. And on those directions, those are something to release and something to embrace. And there may be a card that we just go, I don't know. What does that mean? So that is west, north, east, and south. East, south, west, north. Are we all still good? Think everybody can still see this, right? I hope. I'll stick a couple of hearts in the center just because I can. All right, and then just gonna put these down. South, west, north, and east. So let's start off in the east position. For sunrises in the east, we get to see new things. New things are presented to us, new light, new challenges, whatever it is. We have the bone collector. when I look at this card, I just go, look how happy that person is in the middle of the desert with his bones. His clock is still working, but some of the hours are a little darker than others, but most of them are light. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? He's got a peacock feather. Little bunny rabbit. Good luck hair, because he hardly has hair, but he's got a little tuft. Yeah. Okay, sorry, little joke. And he does have a heart here. So he's just all happy in his desert. And it looks like, this is the first time I've noticed this. So he's got trees up there, so he's probably by an oasis. So even though it looks like a desert, he's got his own little oasis where he's hanging out. Certainly with COVID, that's where we are. We have the upper world in the mystical shaman deck. And that tells me it's the same thing with the moonlight card, that it's time to tap into spirit in the upper worlds. In the shaman practice, you can journey to the upper world, middle world, lower world to access your guides and your helpers. In the upper world is your spirit guides. So let's not forget them. And on the east, apathy. Now, when I first started pulling these cards, I said the Brady Tarot, this is kind of what I thought in my mind, the Brady Tarot would be the one to gently let go of and gently push it aside. And, I didn't say that, but for the East, for me, certainly that is one to gently let go of that apathy. I don't need it anymore. All right. So the East, what's coming? What's bringing? The South. The South is normally referred to as our ancestors. In the way that I look at it, it's sometimes our ancestors give us prejudicial thoughts and methods of going about your life. That's my ancestors' life that comes up through generation, and it affects me. Those are the things that I need to let go of. But there's also things that they brought to my lineage that is amazing. And that's what I need to embrace. So when we look at the mystical shaman card, we get witness. And in this witness, it just says, open your eyes. See, to me, open your eyes. See what your ancestors brought to you and what you should gently release and what you should gently embrace. And expect unexpected visitors. When you do this, when you go back and look into it, and if you see something, and maybe you don't need to go back and really dig into it all, but if you do, you may get unexpected visitors. And you go, oh my gosh, I don't like that. Okay. Or you may find out, oh my gosh, I really like that. Okay. Take it for what it is, but it needs to be gentle, I think. It's not, oh my gosh, this is now my life path. It's the past. It's your ancestors. And the Brady Tarot, I didn't even see what this said yet. So, enchantment. Interesting. Oh, look at them beetles down there. The artwork here is just phenomenal on these cards. So I think this goes back to don't get enchanted with the negative or the positive. Keep it on an even keel. I think that's what that's all about. To the west, what we should gently let go. It's the sunset. It's the end of the day as the sun comes up and goes down. Oh, hey, I got 2 cards here. Bonus time. All right. So we get the Time Master with this. And it's interesting because when I was talking about the West and things setting, I go, well, it's just the end of the day. It's nothing that we should release or anything. It's just the end of the day. So with Time Master, it's to let us know that, time is what we make it. We can hang on, we can let go, we can extend our day into the night and party on, Garth. So we shouldn't be constricted too much by time or the day as we move into 2021. Especially the past, we shouldn't hang on to that. We shouldn't hang on to that discomfort, the anger of what has gone on before. Even though this isn't a political reading, but the politics was very, very awful, and we shouldn't hang on to that in a negative way. Just gently let it go. And here we have wide open. So Time Master is saying we are wide open if we choose to be. And we get to look at whatever, ever we want. Brady Tarot. Work. Release work. Stop working. And overflowing. Okay, I hope you can see those. Work and overflowing. So is that overflowing work we have? Or are we working so much that we're overflowing with too much stuff? This overflowing card reminded me of something that I talked about on Friday, going with the flow. And Abraham, Esther Hicks, Abraham talks about going with the flow. Don't keep going upstream. It's too hard. Just go with the flow. So in this overflowing card, I get the abundance, but don't go upstream. Go down with it. Flow with it. All right. We go to the west. I'm sorry. Go to the north. East, west, south, north. North is the direction you want to go in, a true direction. Just instead of going around in circles, I want to go in a forward line anyway, there it is. Rattle. Call on your spirit guides in the upper world and your ancestors to give you a true direction. The rattle brings in spirits, brings in a calming energy, changes the frequency of the moment. So get rid of the frequency of the moment of angst and gently move forward into the sad embrace. And this was upside down. But there is a sadness that we're all dealing with. And that's part of our direction too. So we can't let that go. We have to acknowledge it as we call in our direction, our path, where we want to go to. I don't think that it's something that is all consuming for us, but it just needs to be acknowledged. And remember that sad embrace, we don't want to feel that anymore. And then we have the Father of Arrows. So this Father of Arrows is, it's interesting because I almost, I was talking about the arrow last week, and I was talking about a spearfishing accident that happened to a friend of mine. And I'm going, maybe I should call this spear fishing for spirit. Or with spirit, because it seems like, it's, we go here and then we go there and then we go here and we go to all these different areas to try to find comfort and love and joy. This Father of Arrows, it's interesting because it's a turkey vulture, right? I think it is. Think it is. Anyway, it's hard to say. Should have a red head, but anyway, this turkey vulture, it does clean up the mess, and it is a little messy, but it makes everything better. And that arrow is the arrow of truth. So as we go into the north, even though things may be a little messy in 2021, it's all for the better. It's all going to reveal truth that may be a little messy for us. As we are not so gentle letting go with things, then that's where I think it's going to get messy. And it's going to get hard. We need to, and the first card was the serpent that I pulled, gently release our skins, shed our skin. Okay. I think that's all I have here. I think 2021 is going to be, it's going to be so much lighter, but we do have some sad embrace. We do have to clean up what we started with all of this, what we brought into our existence, what we need to release, and these old ways that we can't seem to let go of too much, that we should, in the old ways that we really should embrace. All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for hanging with me on this Sunday. Peace and love.